Hello, everyone. Welcome into another episode of Wagers on Campus, your home for weekly college football coverage with shows dropping every Monday and Wednesday. Hello, everyone. It is right before Christmas. Today, we are talking college football bowl games. We're going to talk about the playoff games that just happened, and we're going to look ahead a little bit into the playoff games ahead. But we're going to dive into it all, but I just want to say thank you very much for giving us a listen. Really appreciate it. I'm Mayor, and I am here with Xander.
Hello.
Hey, Xander. How's cold Chicago treating you?
Chicago. I tell you what, it wasn't very cold on Saturday night. This town was bumping at a local pub and eatery with about 100 Bears fans going, jumping for joy. Caleb Williams connects to DJ Moore to get the Bears into the playoffs, basically.
Yeah, I bet that was a pretty electric scene. Your girlfriend, Sydney, she's a Packers fan. How was she doing through all that?
Couldn't care less. Packers fan is very loose. She's a Packers supporter. Fan is short for fanatic. So she's not exactly getting score alerts to her phone.
Understood. Fair enough. Anything else to report out in the Midwest land?
We've got a Chicago spread with some Chicago dogs coming up on Christmas, Lou Malnati's, and a Portillo's catered spread. So looking forward to the taste of Chicago on Christmas.
Wow, lucky you. Lucky you.
Yeah, yep, exactly. How's Florida way treating you? Down there, it's a little different Christmas with the palms.
Florida's great. Every day is like 70, 75 degrees. It's cool in the morning. It's cool in the evening. But right in the middle of the day, it's just been beautiful, sunny. Everything's good, man. Short week of work, and we got sports, and we got holidays. So it's all good.
Well, no comment yet. So did you actually think I was able to secure like a little podcast setup on a football field?
I thought you're talking about the visual behind you.
Yes.
I thought it was a really nice touch.
Okay, just making sure you weren't confused that I am inside because it does look like it's snowing on the screen there. So you're bringing up all the chilly comments about Chicago. I'm just letting you know I am inside for this one.
Sure. Yeah, I appreciate the clarification.
Have anything to drink today, brother, for our recap? I have a nice high noon pineapple to end the day.
Oh, excellent. No, I'm just drinking some water. Saving it up for Christmas Day, where I'm sure I'll have a couple whiskeys. So,
couple eggnogs.
Not an eggnog guy.
Have you given it a shot?
I have, and it's decent. I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's totally fine. It's completely just fine.
It's just got a bad name. Eggnog. Eggnog.
In the dairy section.
Well.
Oh, boy, and we just got backdoor butt fucked by Utah State in the under. Tough. Cool. Good start to the Monday Bowl week.
Well, we got a lot of bowl games remaining, and where would you like to start?
Well, as always, news and notes of our week of what passed. Some things move a little slower than others from week to week, but there is a developing story that we're monitoring, and that is Michigan is turning into the Penn State 2.0. Oh, YouTube ad, of course. Money grubbers can't even just have a background screen without an ad. But yeah, Michigan is turning into Penn State 2.0. Kenny Dillingham extended. And then Kalen DeBoer wins a playoff game. So you have to think that is squashed on him leaving Alabama. Playoff game on the road, even. And now we hear names like PJ Fleck, maybe Brian Kelly. I don't know. What are your thoughts on the Michigan head coaching carousel that everyone seems to be passing on.
Well, my thoughts at this point, if I'm in charge of Michigan, is we got a lot to clean up. We have to take things one step at a time because we have a big mountain and a long road in front of us. I was talking about this with Rick, my father-in-law, over the weekend, and it might be best for them to go with Biff this year and really hit the coaching search hard the following year. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I said that from the jump. I mean, it makes the most sense. Team rallied behind him in the two suspended games. Only problem is, he's only coached like 1 year or 2 years at Charlotte. He was terrible. So some of these like player guys are, great for team spirit, but at the end of the day, you need some X's and O's guys. I'm not sure if you're aware of this. This guy made his money in like the financial industry, and dude's like a multimillionaire before even having anything to do with football.
That's crazy. No, I didn't know that. But like
Yeah.
as far as the whole Michigan thing goes, look, if there's a guy who they sincerely, genuinely believe is the guy of the future, then go out and get him. But right now, to me, just as an outsider, it seems like they would be making kind of a panic hire. And I don't think that's a spot that you want to be in, especially with how messy everything is over there right now. Hey, your mic is echoing, by the way. But
Oh,
yeah,
sorry. No, I was adjusting it. That's my fault.
gotcha. So that's what I think about the whole thing. Don't rush into the hire. Don't hire someone that you like, but maybe are like not thrilled about, because this is a huge move moving forward. So you want to be, what's the right word? You just want to be selective, like, and intentional about it.
Yeah, unless they have some of their guys from the NFL waiting to pounce on this, I don't think you just go for any college guy that's left. They got really psyched about Dillingham, but it never really seemed like the right fit. Like Michigan is just not a scrappy program. They're just these like arrogant, just like unlikable program across the country. And a guy like Dillingham is a pull your guy up, pull everyone up by the bootstraps and leave no man behind. When Michigan's just how much money can we throw at it to fix it?
Well, if that's the case, it sounds like they should go get Brian Kelly.
I agree. I 100% agree. I think that would be a great fit.
Slime meet slime.
And unfortunately, that could work out.
Right.
Oh, yeah. So, coaching carousel update there. One thing that stood out to me, not talking about any of the games, who the fuck was in control of the bowl scheduling for the college football playoff this past weekend? How was Texas A&M Miami not the night game on Saturday?
Oh yeah, 100%. No question about it. What are we doing?
Like, is that just decided? Because if you remember last year, Ohio State, then that was the 8-9 was the Saturday matchup, the last game, and like SMU, Penn State was the early game, stinker. Texas, Clemson was the mid game, and then the night before was Indiana, Notre Dame. But all of those matchups on paper are the right like primetime matchups, no matter how they turned out. Like this season, just having the group of 5 teams be the mid and late game.
Come on. Come on. Are you cool with having them have Bama and Oklahoma as the standalone Friday night game, or if you were in charge, would you have put one of the G5 teams on the Friday night?
No, I like that. I like the 2 marquee games being your 2 night games.
Yeah.
How'd we feel about the G5 staying in?
Well, obviously the performances were extremely underwhelming, especially with Tulane. If that's your question, Tulane, man, I expected I expected more, and they did not deliver. So that was extremely disappointing. Ole Miss just absolutely crushed them. And as far as JMU goes, man, I mean, they scored 34 points. They had over 500 yards of offense. They moved the ball pretty much all game long, even their first two possessions of the game. They moved the ball, but they only scored 3 points in totality, which you can't do. And obviously, Oregon was able to score at will in that game, but JMU definitely had the better performance out of the two.
Yeah, it's ironic because they were the second one in. Yeah, just make it like a threshold, just like Notre Dame's getting. Like top 12 G5 is automatically in. So like last year, Boise would have been in. This year, there's no auto bid available.
Sure.
It just is what it is. The auto bid is there if you check the box. I think that makes the most sense.
100% agree. Yep.
People
I mean,
people will just like it's something that isn't it's seen in sports right now because the only thing they're comparing it to is the college basketball tournament. And that's just a whole different beast. It's just comparing apples to horse shit.
yeah, man. I mean, I like your idea of expanding it to 16 teams as far as the playoff goes, because in that scenario, you can still include, one of the G5s, even if they're not ranked in the top 16. It's like, fine, we got 16. We'll put in Tulane or whatever. But then, your Notre Dames of the world or your BYUs or your Vanderbilts, they still get a crack at it. And then I know they're going to be talking about, teams 17, 18, and 19 who is left out, but 16 feels really nice to me. I'm just going to say that 16 feels nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to immediately block you from anything that exists consumption wise. If you're arguing like an 8-4 team needs to be in the 16 team playoff or like a 9-3 Iowa. No shots to Iowa, but like 9-3 Iowa, the quality wins aren't really sitting there screaming at you. So those are the type of teams that we'd see down there on the outside looking in.
Yeah, precisely.
I do want to shout out Notre Dame though, 7-1 this week, possibly 8-0. So really good on them, going 7-1 in the playoff in one weekend. I thought Oregon had a chance to, probably put up a game against them to get that one win. But yeah, I mean, all over Twitter, Notre Dame would have demolished every single team. So good on them.
Congrats, Notre Dame.
It's almost better. Like their fan base is almost reveling in the fact that they didn't make it, so they can hang these imaginary banners. It's like they're taking joy into some fictional world of we would have beat the shit out of this team.
Man, they
Like
lost
you
to
guys
Miami.
would have, yeah, you would have beat the shit out of Miami and Texas A&M. You had the chance. You didn't.
It's crazy. It's crazy how much people just continue to cry and continue to cry and just, guys, it's over. They didn't make the playoff.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So, all right. Before we get into the games, there was a monumental occurrence that took place over the weekend, and I want people to understand what happened. I also want to get a breakdown of it. My co-host and dear friend Alex Mayer, about a month ago, placed a request for husband PTO for this past Saturday. If you could please enlighten all of us on what husband PTO is and how the day went.
Certainly. So about a month ago, I saw that we had college football playoffs on Saturday. I knew there was going to be 3 games. I also knew that there was 2 NFL games with a very good possibility that one of those games would involve the Packers. So I wanted to get ahead of it. I brought it up to my wife, and I said, Saturday, December 20th, I would like to formally submit husband PTO because these games are important to me, and I would really like to watch sports all day. And I don't want to go over to your parents' house. I don't want to be running errands. I just want to watch ball. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
And I think the explanation of me wanting to do what I wanted to do and the notice, a month out in advance, I think those two combined factors made it a successful proposition, which was accepted by my wife, and got to enjoy everything on Saturday, without a hitch. So,
What did she do for you on this day? Did she provide any snacks or drinks? Because PTO is paid time off. The company still has to make sure their employees are taken care of.
yeah. So my wife, she was awesome. We watched the Packers game together. She was cheering for my team. She asked, "What do you want to do for dinner?" I said, "You can make the call." We ended up getting pizza. She had a little bit of wine. I had a few beers. Like, it was just a nice vibe on a Saturday night, just us hanging out together, watching ball.
Until freezing cold Caleb trounces it all.
Well, yeah, the game was super disappointing. You fucking cocksucker. But yeah, that's football. That's life of a sports fan, right?
And that's why he's wearing a Jags hat today.
Yeah, let's go
Timeout.
ball.
The Packers are in timeout.
Packers are in timeout.
No, that's just an incredible idea. It's a brilliant move to get some chuckle points, and also, set a serious tone here. Like, yeah, it's funny. I submitted. It's funny. No, we're serious. No errands. All right. I'm not running up to Home Goods to get a couple marked down trinkets that we're just going to donate to Goodwill in 3 years.
Dead ass. Exactly.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to see your husband PTO was successfully accomplished. Besides, one game, but you do have a perfect bracket, which we'll talk about. So all 4 of those games went over well for you. Betting week 2, I'm currently 3-3 with 6 pending, and Alex is only 0-1-0 because the rest of his games are still pending to be played, and we'll obviously cover the rest. That's Alex's first dip into the bowl season pool. I'm 6-5-0. I have to calculate it. I think I'm down a couple units because Oklahoma really fucked me. But how are you feeling so far in your bowl season?
I feel good. The bowls have been fun. I've enjoyed them on my TV, and we still got a lot more to go. And I'm not talking about the playoff games. I'm just talking about the bowl games.
I will say an unbelievable. If you're on the over, I was on the under. Cover for Kennesaw, Western Michigan. It was 30. I don't know if you saw this. Western just beat the piss out of them from the start. It was 34-0 with 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. The over-under is 47.5. At one point, it was like 66.5 live. We get Kennesaw State first and goal from the 10 with 4 minutes to go. It's 41-6. So we are on the number, and they don't get it, and we hold. And from 34-0 with almost the whole game to play, we cover the under in unbelievable fashion.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you ripped that ticket. You ripped that ticket up, and now you're going to CVS to get Scotch tape to piece it back together and see if they'll accept it.
100%. And you're just not betting the rest of the day. It's like that was all my good betting karma in one. Like, I got to peel off the rest of my games.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know, dude. Like, I think I mentioned this to you. Hard Rock keeps boosting these random games. So, for example, let's say one side of a game is, minus 110 and the other side's minus 110. Let's just say a team is favored by 3 points and it's minus 110. Well, they'll boost the side that's minus one of the sides that's, minus 110 to like plus 170. And they've been doing that like on a daily basis. So obviously some win, some lose. But overall, it's a profitable endeavor. If you're going to keep giving me these plus money odds when it really should be like even, I'm going to keep taking it. So I'm really enjoying that.
That's interesting because DraftKings is still being magnificent scumbags on the boosts. They had no college football relation here, but big event happened. Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua. They boosted right before the fight. Fight to end within the first 2 rounds to plus 130 from like minus 145. And like right when I saw that, I was like, oh, they're going to dance around for 2 rounds. Like they want people betting early knockouts so bad. And it went 7 rounds.
So you were correct.
Yeah, big time.
Nice.
I mean, I think Joshua had 6 punches through 2 rounds. Which is insane.
I heard Paul got fucked.
Yeah, double broken jaw. I mean, it knocked his block off.
Shit. Well, I give him props though. You know, like
Big time.
I give him props for going in there.
I would have my mouth wired shut for 90 million for sure.
Yeah.
And people probably like him more. Can't talk.
Come on.
Aha. All right, but football happened over the weekend. Should we talk about that?
Yeah, let's get into it. College football.
Let's just go in order.
Yeah. So Friday night, Bama beats Oklahoma 34-24. Shit. This game kind of moved all over the place from a point spread perspective. I believe Oklahoma closed as a favorite of about 2.5. Over under was, I think it closed at about 42.5. Oklahoma storms out to a 17-0 lead, only to see it melt away rather quickly, I will say as well. But in my opinion, Burns, this game turned when I believe it was a running back for Oklahoma dropped a perfect pass by John Mateer down the field when Oklahoma was up 17-7, and it was third down. And I think that's when the game flipped.
I have a different view of it. I think the game flipped as we were traveling home. So I missed the first quarter, and I'm getting texts saying, oh, Alabama's done. Nice Oklahoma pick, Burns. 17-0. And I not watching a second of it, I sent the slow smiling Grinch GIF emoji or GIF. Just like a devious smirk.
Yeah.
And from there, Alabama goes on a 34-7 run. So I'll just never learn. I will never learn until its clocks hit 0. That I just can't keep my stupid fucking fingers or mouth shut. And this is happening. Listen, yeah, I mean, you bring up a good point, but let's also just go down some of this shit. All right. You've got a whatever you want. It wasn't a blocked. It was a punter fumble. That wasn't a blocked punt. I mean, that kid just he glitched out. His controller died. So you have that. You have the pick six. You have a fumble. You've got a late hit out of bounds. You've got 2 missed field goals from the best kicker in the country. And one is short from 50. That was insane. So 6 enormous events in any college football game, let alone a home game where you were up 17 and you still only lost by 10. I mean, just think if you take 3 of those away, half of them, you still have 3 terrible events. You're still probably winning this game. It was insane how much Oklahoma beat themselves this game.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Oklahoma started off the gates so hot on both offense and defense. Alabama couldn't do anything offensively, and Oklahoma was just moving the ball up and down the field. Go up to that 17-0 lead. I mentioned the drop pass on that third down on a perfect ball by Mateer. And, like you said, a lot of self-inflicted mistakes. And, of course, the pick six was just an absolute back-breaking mistake. huge swing. I thought Mateer, honestly, I thought he played fairly well in this game, but that pick six was brutal. Oklahoma actually, down 10, clawed their way back late in the game. I think in the fourth quarter, I believe they scored a touchdown to once again cut it to 3.
Yep.
And Alabama answered and scored a touchdown, and that was kind of the game right there. But Ty Simpson and Alabama's offense, it took them a while to get going, but once they did get going, he played great, and the skill players really made some nice catches for him.
Yeah. Yep. I think also too, we were both a little confused at the end of the half. Have you get the ball to the Alabama 46? You got the biggest leg in the country, potentially a 60-yarder. It'd be like 65 yards. That's fair to pass that up, but to not like Hail Mary was confusing. And then out of half, Alabama gets the ball at half, and you're like, okay, this is probably the game. Oklahoma needs to make a statement here, get the ball, and go retain the lead. And they do that. Alabama goes 4 and out, and you're like, okay, immediately 3 and out from Oklahoma. And right there, you could see that the writing was kind of on the wall there.
Yeah. I mean, if you're Oklahoma, they had problems all year long offensively. And at the beginning of this game, I'm kind of thinking to myself, wow, maybe the time off really did them well and clear their minds and reset. And it certainly looked that way. But overall, the self-inflicted mistakes was too much for them to overcome.
I was gonna say, did you see a little bit of shades of Ohio State last year, the 8 seed? Just like this offense, not that Ohio State was having the same issues, but just like came out just 0 to 100, and the other team was not ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, similar. I think Ohio State was better, but Oklahoma was really executing there to start the game. And fuck, man, those fans are going to be thinking about that game for a long time. Friday night at home, playoff, up 17-0. That one hurts. And
I mean, that first field goal miss in the fourth quarter from 31 yards, with how good he is off the pipe, or no, above the pipe. You could see the crowd was just like everyone's jaw was at the ground. That was game to cut it to one possession. Like, you still have a glimmer of hope on the good side of the 2-minute warning. I mean, that one was just stunning.
Yeah.
I will. Let me ask you this: have you seen any game in recent memory, NFL or college football, where every talking head and mouthpiece on Twitter has buried a team faster than what happened to Alabama? I mean, 17-0. You would think that we're ready to kneel the ball out. How people on Twitter were talking like, and this Alabama team's in over Notre Dame.
Yeah. That's Twitter for you. People just cannot keep their mouths shut. They have to just get the take out there.
Yeah.
That's the internet.
Yeah, I guess when you take it in a literal sense, you're right. I'm just trying to remember if anything was so hyperbolic of just like, all right, it's the first half still. Fuck.
Yeah, man. Bama, huge win, obviously, and now they get to play Indiana in the upcoming quarterfinal game. And I think they got a shot. I really do.
Yeah, Ty Simpson say a good thing about Bama. I mean, they hung in there, kept moving the ball. I mean, Bernard and Ryan Williams combined for 1 catch in the first half, and they're tied with Oklahoma. And did you think that Jeremy Bernard play was a catch in the second half?
Which one was that?
Where he grabs it from around the defender's back, and then when they hug him to grab the ball.
Oh, right. I did. I thought
he
it was
caught it through the defender.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. If they ruled it incomplete, I wouldn't have thrown a fit about it. But yeah, being a catch, I think it's fine. One of those completely in between plays.
Amazing play by him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's becoming a lot more. Like how the punch has become just a normal thing on defense. The catch around the defender is becoming way too frequent.
Speaking of crazy catches by running backs, what about Kenny Gainwell against the Lions? That catch down the sideline was insane.
Yeah. Yeah, the Lions just felt like running back was not a position to defend yesterday.
Yep.
Tough. Speaking of defense, defensive plenty for our second game. 3-3 late into the fourth quarter. Granted, it was the windiest I've ever seen any game in Texas. Would you agree?
I would.
I mean, like the halftime speeches were nuts. Like they were couldn't keep a hat on. Anyway, Miami pulls it out in the end. Marcel Reed chokes. Completely just an unprecedented interception in the end zone. You have plenty of time. But both teams just looked very average at best. So what are your overall thoughts of this? We'll call it a defensive masterpiece versus some other unsavory things we could say.
For sure. I mean, obviously there was crazy weather in this game. There was, what was there, a combined 4 missed kicks? 4 or 5?
5. Because
Unbelievable.
one was blocked.
Okay. So 5 missed kicks combined. I mean, overall, if we're just talking ball and like good things, I guess Miami was able to pop some runs in this game, where they were really able to open up some holes and get things moving. I thought Miami was maybe slightly more consistent, especially in the second half of threatening and looking like the better team. But I mean, both of these teams just continued to make critical errors, critical turnovers, whether it's, Malachi Toney fumbling the ball after a reception, or Carson Beck just being a statue back there. And same with A&M and their offensive attack. So, I mean, my overall thoughts is that this game was just extremely ugly. I don't feel like I learned a lot about either team, to be honest with you, but I was impressed with the way that Fletcher for Miami ran the ball. And at the end of the day, one team had to get the win, and it happened to be Miami. But got to be honest, I wasn't impressed on either side.
Well, got to be impressed with Miami's front seven, though. 7 sacks. And that includes the stud, Reuben Bain Jr. 3 sacks, 4 tackles for a loss, a blocked field goal. I mean, this dude just literally put the team on his back. I was talking about with someone as well, one of Sydney's cousins, was like, there were a ton of explosive plays in this game. And then just like nothing happened. Like you look at the highlights and there's pretty decent highlight tape. I mean, like a 50-yard punt return. You had Mark Fletcher, like a 56-yard run. Same with Mario Craver, 59-yard catch, and like no touchdowns.
Just so bizarre. Bizarre.
It really was. Every time I looked over, it felt like they were in like field goal range, and then just no points would come on the board.
Exactly.
Beck looked very, very average to well below average, if we're being nice.
Mm-hmm.
He did enough to not turn the ball over, though, so through the air.
Yeah, I mean, after watching this game and understanding that Miami has Ohio State on deck, your team, you think Miami has a shot against Ohio State? Or here's the better question. What's the pathway for victory for Miami?
I mean, their speed out wide and giving Carson Beck enough time to get the ball.
Gotcha.
Is really the only way. Because their defense, Ohio State is going to scheme that they don't need to go vertical. they'll be able to pass all over this defense.
Yeah. I mean, if you're an A&M fan, you got to be just extremely disappointed. I mean, you got to be so disappointed. I mean, you had about 50 opportunities to win this game, and no team seized it until the very end. So I don't really know what else to say other than both teams had every opportunity to win, and Miami was the team that came out on top. That's how I see it.
Yeah. Still got to blame South Carolina for not finishing Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Would have been out of the playoff. Wouldn't have to watch this dog shit fraudulent team. I mean, that was it. They were called a nicer way of fraudulent. They were called fool's gold by us, mainly me, all season. And no matter what the weather conditions are, to put up 3 at home is inexcusable.
Big time.
Okay. Any other closing remarks on that game? Okay. Up next, the worst game of the day somehow when that game just happened. Tulane 10, Ole Miss 41. Getting to 10 was late too. So, thoughts here. You already expressed your displeasure with Tulane. I echo that. Couldn't agree more. Really let us down. Some of us had them advancing on the bracket, and some guys in Southern Illinois B-dubs are probably going to remember me in that bar saying, "Hey, look out for the green wave today, guys. You're going to remember this." When I leave, I'm going to leave here at halftime of this Miami game, but you're going to be like, damn, that guy at the bar, he was fucking right. Tulane money line was the play.
Oh, man.
And now they're probably just texting their friends. I've met the dumbest fucking idiot at B-dubs today.
That's great. I mean, I can't say I'm shocked with the fact that Ole Miss put up 500 yards of offense and scored 41 points in this game. But I am pretty damn surprised that Tulane was held to 10 and was just an offensive disappointment all game long. I mean, I got to give Ole Miss a lot of credit from the standpoint of that was a team that was ready to play. That was a team that came out with their piss hot. That was a team that was firing on all cylinders. We had questions about what would this team look like without Kiffin? What would the motivation be? What would the focus level be? And they literally started off the game. Their first 5 offensive plays all went for 20 yards or more. So they were hitting explosives right out of the gate. They literally scored about 3 minutes into the game, real time, and that set the tone. But on Tulane's side of things, I mean, I'm just repeating myself, but I just expected a lot better, especially on the offensive side of the football. And I guess we should have seen the signs from the first time that these two teams played because I was expecting Tulane to clean it up. And Ole Miss clearly just has their number. So, yep.
Yeah, 7 plays, 135 yards, and 2 minutes, 21 seconds off the game clock. It's Ole Miss's first 2 drives, resulting in 14 points. Listen, I mean, Tulane, 10 plays, 52 yards, interception, first drive. 8 plays, turnover on downs. They ran back-to-back. Just sad QB sneaks that went nowhere. I don't know why they drew that up when you could just spread these teams out. Anyway, yeah, I mean, we covered it in the preview. This was the game. And this was the game that actually wasn't a track meet. The next one was. But Tulane was going to need to win a track meet. They were not going to stop Ole Miss. That showed early as the key. Retzlaff, I thought, played decent. They just could not do anything once the drive started moving. So, disappointment from Tulane. Thanks to them for cashing an 8-1 ticket to get to the playoff to start the season. And I'm excited to see this Ole Miss Georgia rematch. No, we might be tired of rematches, but this one should be fun.
Oh, I couldn't agree more, dude. I mean, Ole Miss appears to be in really nice form at the moment, and you got to wonder what is Georgia going to look like, with some of this time off? Because last year we saw sometimes that the team that just played had a leg up over the team that had been resting. So very, very interesting rematch. And frankly, these 4 quarterfinal games that we're getting are phenomenal. Can't wait.
Yeah. Don't call me frankly. Yeah, also last year, always got to remember the weird automatic bye was not the top 4 best teams. So a little bit of probably a misnomer when we look back at it.
Yeah.
All right, the final game. You probably had this on the smaller screen because as this game was going on, Green Bay, Chicago was going on. A little bit of a snooze, 2 opposite games because this game was off and running quick. Points galore from one side. JMU just kind of made it close in the second half, as you could see from the box score here. Love what the Dukes did here. Love the fight. Love the heart. Can't ask for more than a team that they didn't ask to be in the playoff. They weren't lobbying for it. They just played the games that were on their schedule, and the chips fell in their favor. And they didn't back down to a clearly out athletic performance from Oregon. Although Oregon might have showed some, I don't know. This is where I'm going to ask you: do you think they showed some disrespect here, or some potential flaws in their defense?
I mean, I think you'd have to say potential flaws. I think you'd have to. I mean, JMU literally put up almost 600 yards of offense against Oregon. And I do have to point out that Oregon was winning, was it 35-6 at halftime? Was that the score?
34-6, yeah.
34-6. So I don't want to sound too dramatic because they did take care of business. You're up 34-6 at halftime. The game is pretty much all but over. But you do have to wonder in that second half, like, what's the deal here and what can they clean up? I mean, I think they do have shit to clean up. I mean, they literally gave up 34 points in this game, and I know they were trying. Maybe they were playing softer coverages or whatever, but they were still trying to make plays. And I don't know, man. I guess it's probably just good teaching tape and a good lesson to take in against Texas Tech next week. But Texas Tech, they had the 5th best offense in college football. I think it's from an EPA standpoint, and obviously we know how good their defense is. Texas Tech, that is. So should be a hell of a game next week between those 2 teams.
Yep, for sure. Just glad the nation got to see our guy Alonzo Barrett really put on a show at the quarterback position. Junior, I don't know. Will he stay? Will he go? That's going to be a big name in the portal if he does decide to leave. Yeah, I mean, not much else to say. Just a weird game on the final score-wise. And the fact that Texas Tech opened as a dog makes my eyes pop like a cartoon character out of my head. There's a couple spreads this week or next week that I see 3 game of the years on the board.
Holy shit! If that's not a teaser.
Yeah. So, yeah, we might as well talk about those. Not much to say about the Group of 5 ones. So, thanks for coming out, JMU. You will be missed.
Yep.
For the look ahead, first one that we have, we might as well just peek at it. It is the first game of the slate. It is Ohio State versus Miami. It's in Dallas. It's New Year's Eve, 6:30 Central Time. Ohio State opens as a 9.5-point favorite. Over/under is 42.5. You see those numbers? What do you say?
I mean, gut reaction is like 42.5 is not a lot of points, but I understand Miami's getting a lot of respect defensively, and Ohio State offensively, they've just been a solid, efficient team all year long. Man, This one I got to give some thought to, but Miami might score like 7 points in this game, so I could see Ohio State winning this game like 24-7, something like that. So I actually do lean under because Miami's offense did not look too good, and Ohio State's defense the best in the country. And I do think, honestly, that they have some things to clean up still, like against Michigan. Like they played very well, don't get me wrong, but they weren't perfect. But I think they'll be ready to go, tuned up and ready to go. The Bucks.
Yeah, I think this is a bookmakers looking at Miami as like Indiana Junior. Because Indiana, that line opened at like 6, 5.5, 6, moved down to 3 at kickoff, low total. Now we have another low total in a dome, but Ohio State just almost a double-digit favorite here. So this is in the category of game of the year. I think Ohio State sets the number. I think they really you see shades of last year where they just pounce and just don't let the other team breathe. And that's a pretty good strategy to winning football games is just a blitzkrieg of points to where you have to completely change your game plan and you only have a 15-minute halftime to like take a breath. So yeah, under 10, I really love this number for Ohio State.
Yeah,
Also like how they got to avoid a home game for Texas A&M.
for sure.
So yeah, just a brief look ahead. Again, this episode we're not looking to accomplish a full breakdown because we'll be back next week. The other game, the first game that starts at noon on New Year's Day. Happy New Year, Alex. Oregon, Texas Tech. Texas Tech 1.5-point dogs, 52.5. That number kind of stuck out to me. This
Yeah,
one's outdoors in Miami.
totes. I mean, Oregon seems to be on a freaking heater offensively. And did Evan Stewart even play last week?
I don't think so.
But he returned to practice, I believe.
Yes, he did.
So I wonder if he'll be back in the fold for this game. Quick thoughts is that I think you have a hot Oregon team specifically on offense, and Texas Tech can score points too. So my first thought is this game is going to go over the 52.5. This game is getting into the 60s.
Really? Okay. I see a comparable game to the Iowa game, Iowa-Oregon. So I don't really want to touch that total just because, we've seen Oregon struggle with physical defenses. I mean, they struggled with Wisconsin, and that was at home. But Wisconsin, as bad as they were record-wise, they still showed up with some physical defensive play, some dudes. Obviously, Iowa game, a little bit more weather, whatever. Still have to play the same game the other team's playing. I love Texas Tech here, and you're giving me plus money on the money line. Oh, this is the second game of the year. I love Texas Tech. Yes, please.
Okay, we'll get into it next week, but interesting that you love the Raiders that much, especially off a bye. Hopefully they're not rusty.
Rusty. I'll show you Rusty, Alex. Second up, verbal meme here, Chris Fowler. Chris Fowler as Randy Marsh when Randy gets the ectoplasm all over the room. Chris Fowler seeing an actual crimson avalanche in Pasadena.
Yeah.
If you recall last year's mix-up.
What a naysayer no. Am I right?
Reese Davidson, nice call out. Bama, Indiana, Pasadena. Indiana minus 6.5. Total 48.5. 3 p.m. kick. This is the third game of the year.
So, unbelievable game. This is your Rose Bowl. I like Bama. I like Bama to win outright in this game. I think they got a lot of momentum, and I don't fully believe in Indiana.
Wow.
I like Bama.
Wow. We are we're gonna make a segment then. Game of the year is Indiana up to -9.5. This is a fucking shit pumping, Alex. Indiana better in every sense than Oklahoma. Same defensive presence, except they're not going to choke away or have to worry about an offensive slump or dumb mistakes. This is such a mismatch that 6.5 was stunning when I saw that line, to be honest.
Damn. Strong feelings from you.
Alabama's a fraudulent team. I think a lot of people agree. I think they have a benefit of another fraud that we found out in Oklahoma. So, also the
Yeah,
Big Ten SEC battle. I think the Big Ten is going to prevail.
sure. I guess gut reaction from my angle here is that I do agree. Like Bama, I don't think they deserve to be in the playoff, but they got in, and they got a huge win on the road against Oklahoma. Momentum sometimes can be a funny thing, and
Yeah,
I just think they ride the wave. That's all.
sure. They've been out there a couple times now in the past 4 years as well. I will say, the one thing that I don't like about like the old heads, I do tend to lean a lot of their same takes, but the old like the Rose Bowl should be Big Ten, and the Pac-12 doesn't even exist anymore. But like that take, it was pretty nice seeing the Alabama people having roses in their mouths, like seeing teams that aren't usually in the Rose Bowl, like celebrating the game before knowing they're going to the Rose Bowl. I think
Yeah,
everyone should have an opportunity. I think it's one of the coolest parts of college football is the rose in the mouth before going to Pasadena.
yeah, it's sweet, man. I wish I was going to that game so bad.
Yeah, that'll be a sick game. You should take the bright line down. Go to that Miami game.
That's actually a good point, and maybe I will. But dude, Rose Bowl, Montana versus Montana State, Army Navy, bucket list items.
Hey, Nation knew. Nation found out this past weekend. The Grizz and the
Yeah,
Bobs.
sure did.
Yeah, that's good. That'll be a good one. I'm very confident, but still a rare matchup: Indiana versus Alabama. Rare seeing those helmets next to each other.
Yeah,
Final game: Mississippi, Georgia, rematch from 2 months ago. Georgia 6.5 point favorite. That was surprising. 56 total. Night game, New Year's Day, New Orleans.
yeah, man. Uh, this is where Georgia's season ended last year in New Orleans against Notre Dame. Um, so back to the scene of the crime. See if they can get some revenge and get a big time win. Ole Miss, they seem to be hot. That Tulane game was very impressive, but Georgia also dominated Alabama the last time that they played. So honestly, this is just a fascinating conference matchup that we get to witness in the quarterfinal of the playoff. I could see either team winning, and it's a really good game, and I hope it lives up to the hype. But with that said, my lean would be Ole Miss plus the 6.5.
Yeah, a wonky game the first time around, 43-35, zero turnovers. Yet Georgia outgained Ole Miss by almost 200 yards. They only won by 8. That's just weird. But if you remember as well, Georgia like just dominated the fourth quarter like they did with Texas. 17-0 in the fourth quarter the first time they met. So Ole Miss was winning that game.
Chambliss, man. Chambliss has been so good all year long, but I remember that game in particular. He just was just playing out of his mind, just making
Yeah.
every tough throw. And
Yep. Do you think Lane's in the building?
for this one,
I mean, it's in his new home.
no, I don't. How about you?
I don't know. That just came to my mind right there. I hadn't even put any thought beforehand.
Certainly could be.
wears one of those fake noses and glasses.
He's got the
Sit,
money to get in.
yeah, for sure. Pulls a Connor Stallions, goes on the Georgia side.
Yeah, just look at the cheerleaders and look for the guy in the disguise mask.
The guy with the phone peeking out of the game day magazine next to the cheerleaders.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, for this game, dude, I think we got to rerun. If there's one game we got to pick the over, I think it's this one.
Mm-hmm.
I think these teams are just they're meant to be in a track meet. I don't think there's much you can. I mean, Georgia's defense sure has been playing much better towards the end of the season. It's all about how you finish, but I think these two teams are just like oil and water.
I trust Ole Miss's offense. I still don't trust Georgia's offense if we're talking about can you score 35.
Yeah, that's fair. Boy, Ole Miss in the semifinals. Who would have thought to start the year? That would be crazy.
You're not wrong, man. Going into the year, I thought they would take a step back after losing Jackson Dart and some of their defensive players who are also drafted. I thought this was going to be like a 4 or 5 loss team.
Yeah, same. The dumbass that on our final preseason show added their under win total.
Well, you can't win them all.
Yeah, that's right.
Who would have thunk that their quarterback, their star quarterback, was not their starter to open the year in Austin Simmons, but the transfer Trinidad Chambliss from Ferris State University.
To my point, that's a great point. To my credit, I should say, this was fading Simmons, having no idea what kind of weapon they had in the wings, waiting. So this Ole Miss team is not the same without Trinidad.
Okay, we should call it a push for you.
Yeah, I'll let Vegas know. I should write an email about that.
Hey, can you educate our listeners? Burns, it's time for Trivia Tuesday, even though it's Monday. Do you know where Ferris State University is located?
Yeah, of course. Northern Michigan.
Very good. Well done.
Come on now. They have a hockey team. I mean, I'm very familiar with Ferris.
Impressive.
That's my neck of the woods. Close to the Uper.
Right.
Yep. Cold up there. Can't believe they have a football team.
That is kind of nuts.
All right, that's all the games. Let's check in just real quick. Let's take a peek at the brackets because there's one gentleman, and we'll talk to him first. The victor goes to spoils. He's perfect, folks. 4-0 on his picks for the weekend on Straight Up. So what do you think? Obviously we already talked about all the games. So the reason I'm bringing up the brackets to check in, do you feel any changes in what you laid down a week ago? Or do you still feel pretty confident in your Oregon-Ohio State final?
So I still feel confident in that final. I do like Oregon over Tech, and I do like Ohio State over Miami. But the other two games, I got to say, I'm pretty conflicted. I think at this moment in time, I would actually take Ole Miss to beat Georgia.
Oh, okay.
And as far as Indiana, Alabama goes, I think I just said 10 minutes ago, I like Alabama outright. I don't know if I'm there yet. I think Alabama will play a very good game. I think this ball game will be close. Don't know if Bama's going to win outright. So I would change it. I would take Alabama and I'd take Ole Miss and I'd keep the other two.
All right. So you still feel confident in your everything you saw, obviously take it with a grain of salt of the opponent, but your Oregon National Championship?
Yeah, I think they're just getting started, getting on a run here.
Sure. I was 2-2. I had Oklahoma beating Indiana as well. So already have a semifinalist out. But, I like my other three. I did have Miami advancing. Just a funny pick with Tulane, just goofing around. Because, I had Georgia beating whoever won there. So you can pick those games. Yeah, I still think Oklahoma can get to the Final Four. No. I like Ohio State. I like Texas Tech. I've liked those two teams from the beginning. Not really. I started liking Texas Tech about week 5, or right after the Utah game, whenever that was.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when they played Houston early on in the year on that Saturday night game, and you were just like, Texas Tech is going to fuck this team up. Like the spread should not be 11.5. They're just way more physical. And you're on point with that. I like Texas Tech as well. I think they're a badass team. I just don't love the matchup. So not saying they can't win, but fuck Oregon. Oh, that's a tough matchup.
Yeah. Yep. That's another oil water. If we said the first round matchups were all two that kind of paired very well with each other, we're going to have a lot of conflicting matchups here in the second round. Looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's just briefly go through the bowl games. What do you say?
Yeah. Let's give the viewers what they came here for. We have some bowl games to discuss. When you're just looking for some entertainment and some action, we got
Start
games.
with you, buddy.
You want me to kick things off?
Yeah, go down the games, but we're starting with your home and true team.
Oh, sure. Yeah, this is the game above Sports Bowl from Ford Field in Detroit. We got Central Michigan taking on the Northwestern Wildcats. And bear with me here while I pull up the spreads. But this game is at Ford Field.
It's on the sheet. I just put them in an hour ago, so those are pretty spot on spreads.
Cool. So we got Northwestern at laying 9.5 points. The over under is 43.5. So tell me, Northwestern, what I can tell you about them is that quarterback improved as the season went on. This team is not a horrible team by any stretch. They're actually a perfectly average team, and they play hard. And they're certainly a decent football team. How's Central Michigan?
Listen, what they lack in offense, they make up for on defense. Very disciplined, sound defense, but they are pitiful on offense. So, like, I want to say under and lean Northwestern, but when I look at this matchup, I just think Northwestern should have their way.
Yeah. Well, I think you make a really good point with Central Michigan's defense. If they have a pretty good defense, this game is absolutely going under 43.5 because that's essentially who Northwestern wants to be as well. A team that plays good defense, and they should have no problem if Central Michigan's offense is bad.
Yeah, I agree. I would be Now that you're mentioning that, I'll just stick with Northwestern minus 9.5. That'll make the card.
Okay. The next game is the Rate Bowl. The Rate Bowl.
Thank you.
Chase Field, Phoenix, Arizona, home of the Arizona Diamondbacks. We have New Mexico in their familiar desert territory. Take it on PJ Fleck in Minnesota. The spread in this game is 2.5. Minnesota is favored, small favorite. Over under, once again, 43.5 in this ball game. Thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just checking now to make sure. Let's see, there's just a few injuries. Running back 2 for Minnesota hit the transfer portal. A couple bottom of the depth chart wide receivers, so nothing big. Their best receiver, Lemeke Brookington on Minnesota, did declare for the NFL draft, but not yet sure if he will play. Flex says maybe not. So not too many names on that chart to feel, I guess, negative about Minnesota, but New Mexico has had their best season in decades. They tied for, unfortunately lost on a tiebreaker, but right there at the top of the Mountain West. And, with Dampier leaving, who would have thunk that this Jason Eck-led team would be here? And I think you're right, what you said, the desert familiar team. I think they're not scared of a rowboat in the desert. We got to take the Lobos.
Wow. Going with New Mexico, huh?
Well, we can't just take every Big Ten team. I mean, What kind of credibility will we build up there?
Yeah, you got to respect the viewers from all parts of the country.
Yeah, what are we going to be, the Axe Feinbaum show?
Whoa. Well, you're ready. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, you better bite your tongue there, buddy.
I'm just kidding. You're always wearing a hat. How would I know?
Duval.
Yeah, baby. Duval. I got no thoughts in this game. PJ Fleck's a good coach. Typically finds a way to get it done. I remember they beat Auburn a year or two ago in a bowl game. So gotta lean Minnesota for me.
Yeah, he'll have the guys that want to play ready to go, and just don't know if they have enough talent.
Friday night, we got the Serve Pro First Responder Bowl. This is in Dallas, Texas. Florida International versus UTSA. UTSA is a 6.5-point favorite, and the over-under is 59.5. What say you, Burns?
Star cornerback Brian Blades from FIU, great name. He's opting out. Couple transfer portal. Listen, a lot of defense out on FIU. UTSA can score. Kenyon Jenkins, their starting quarterback for FIU, potentially out. So worried there. I would lean UTSA spread, but also let's go over, baby. These two teams can move with some pace.
Well, we know that UTSA enjoys playing games in the state of Texas. I don't know if that's just applicable to the Alamo Dome or if they're good throughout the entire state. I don't know.
That's a good point.
Guess we'll find out. This game is being played at SMU Stadium.
Okay. Fast turf.
Fast turf. Fast players. That's all I got. Fast over. We flip our attention to Saturday, December 27th at 11 a.m. Central. It's the Go Bowling Military Bowl from Annapolis, Maryland. We got Pitt taking on East Carolina. Pittsburgh is a 9.5-point favorite, and the over-under is 56.5. Pittsburgh, your team. You've been high on Pittsburgh. You've been low on Pittsburgh. Where are you at in this game?
Des Reed not playing. That sucks. Also, this is 11 a.m. Eastern.
Oh.
So 10 a.m. Central. Yeah. Crazy early. So wondering if anyone's going to be sleepwalking. Caden Hauser, a known villain on this podcast earlier in the season. Some of his antics and his past in green and white has opted out to the transfer portal, will not play for ECU. Interesting. I really like the over. Heinzel's going to play. I'm worried about that starting time and Hauser not playing, but I'm going to stick with my guns. When I first saw this game, I said we have to bet the over. So I'm going to stay there.
Love it. Love the conviction. Pittsburgh, they had a rough 2 out of those 3 final weeks, losing to Notre Dame in the fashion that they did, getting blown out by Miami, but sandwiched in between was a entertaining win against Georgia Tech. So East Carolina seems to be more of their speed. I'd probably lean Pitt, especially if their starting quarterback is a go and East Carolina's is not. So Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern, it's the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. And this, folks, is your national championship between – nope, it's not. It's just the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
It's Penn State taking on Clemson. We got Clemson as a 3.5-point favorite, over under 48.5.
Oh, man, just a skeleton crew here. It's going to be interesting to see a lot of players that are opting or that are going to the NFL from Clemson opted out. So like Peter Woods, TJ Parker, DeMonte Copart, Avion Tyrell, and Antonio Williams. So literally all their best players
Yeah.
are not playing on Clemson, and somehow they're still a 3-point favorite. Klubnik said he's going to play, so that's a positive sign. Obviously, Drew Aller out for the year, but haven't heard yet. But definitely opting out is Singleton, Zane Durant, Zaki Weekly, also all of like Penn State's best players, but Denise Sutton, Katron Allen, AJ Harris, and Pena have not opted out yet. So that would lead me to believe Penn State could. I don't know. Dude, this is the ugliest game of all time. The fact that I have to put out a play and bet money on principle on this game makes me sick.
Sure.
So I'm gonna bet the under. The weird New York Stadium, two teams that it would be so poetic for this game to be like 10-3, like we just saw Miami and Texas A&M.
Yeah, man. I mean, Penn State closed the year with 3 straight wins. Michigan State, Nebraska, Rutgers, Clemson beat South Carolina 28-14 in kind of that strange game, but they did have control most of the game. Clemson actually ended the season on a 4-game winning streak, believe it or not. So, yeah, fucking A, man. I agree with you. Take the under. And that's really it.
Yep, seriously.
The Wasabi Fenway Bowl, Saturday, 2:15 p.m. Eastern from Fenway Park. It's UConn taking on Army, where we have Army as an 8.5-point favorite. The over-under is 43.5. Think Jason Candle's going to have these boys fired up for UConn?
No. Take Army. The whole heart and soul of this UConn team left with Jim Mora. Fagano's not playing. They could be down to their 4th-string quarterback. 8.5 isn't even close to enough. It's going to be a shit bumping.
Fair enough. Sometimes that's all you got to say.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the Pop-Tarts Bowl, another Saturday game. Man, if you're looking for some football on Saturday, we got you. This game is in Orlando at Camping World Stadium. It is Georgia Tech taking on BYU, where we see BYU laying 4.5, and the over-under is 56.5.
Listen, surprisingly, not a lot of opt-outs here. Haynes King, Eric Rivers, Jamal Haynes, all expected to play. BYU, like no opt-outs either. So it should be a good game. This can be like a really solid game, to be honest. Man, this could be a little biased, so I might need to look into this game a little bit more before I put it on the card. But when I see BYU play tough teams, I just don't believe in this team to what other people like to see in them on a betting angle. I think Georgia Tech definitely had its peaks and valleys this season, but overall is the better team. So just on that logic alone, give me Georgia Tech.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I think my initial inclination was to fade Georgia Tech based on the way that they closed the season. You know, just giving up points galore, pathetic performance against NC State, bad performance against Pitt. Just really felt like they ran out of gas. Maybe the time off will help them. But I got to say, I was pretty impressed with BYU throughout the year. You know, but despite their 2 losses, both at the hands of Texas Tech, you know, they beat every other team that they played on their schedule, including Utah. So I guess I got to lean BYU. That's my initial gut reaction there. I just think they're the better team.
4.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd take it up to 7.
You could always go over and watch it.
To Orlando?
Yeah.
That would be fun.
It's a mid-afternoon game. Why the hell not? Right.
Another game on Saturday is the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl, presented by Gin and Juice by Dre and Snoop. That's right. That's the name of the game. Hey. We got Miami of Ohio taking on Fresno State. Don't really have the teams to back up the excitement of this game. No offense. This game's in Tucson, Arizona, and Fresno State is laying 5.5, and the over/under is 42.5.
Yeah, rip Fresno. Sorry to keep fading my MAC guys, but rip Fresno. Best defensive player, best offensive player, down to their third string quarterback. Miami of Ohio is just not there. I'm sorry. Like, as much as we kind of gave up on Fresno from our preseason predictions of them, Miami's just limping to the finish line.
Okay. The next game, 5:45 p.m. Eastern. This is the Isleta or Isleta? Isleta, New Mexico Bowl from Albuquerque. We got North Texas taking on San Diego State. This is actually a game of two pretty good teams who had really nice years. North Texas laying 3.5. The over/under is 53.5.
I like give me the Aztecs, dude. I don't think Mestamaker is playing. Morris is definitely not staying with the team for the bowl. And I mean, Mestamaker made that team what it is. So I think San Diego State, from what I'm seeing here, just their starting quarterback due to injury, not opting out. So no bad vibes in the locker room. And under. Let's go under as well.
Agree on both. It's a good angle. Saturday, 7:30 p.m. We got the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, Everbank Stadium, Jacksonville, Florida.
Ooh.
We got Virginia taking on Missouri. Missouri's 3.5-point favorite. Over under in this game is 44.5.
Just starting defenders out for Virginia. And when it comes to Missouri, Perbula's not playing. And that's about it. No other official opt-outs. Going to have pretty much a full roster. We liked what Missouri did this year. We like that roster composition. I think Virginia is a good story. But I think Missouri will care about this game. And when you stack up the talent in these two teams, I'm laying the points with the Tigers.
Yeah, I think so too. Is Chandler Morris and is Hardy playing?
Hardy's playing, yeah. Chandler
Hardy's
Morris is not yet confirmed playing.
Okay. Yeah, I think Hardy might run for 250 in this game.
Yeah, seriously. If you can bet props, I would be on his over, but it'll probably be, not even kidding, probably like in the 170s.
Yeah. Yeah.
College props are nuts.
I like Mizzou as well. And then our final game on Saturday is the Kinder's Texas Bowl. Love me some Kinder seasoning. NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. We got LSU versus Houston. And tight spread. Houston minus 2.5. Over under 41.5. Wowza.
Yeah. Yep. A lot of names on the missing it from injuries or opt-outs. Lane Kiffin coming in here. No Nussmeier. Since Nussmeier's been out, LSU's offense has been putrid. So bad. Like, I can't even, like, MAC level or CUSA level. I won't disrespect the MAC like that. So we'll see. Connor Wegman's not returning to Houston in 2026. Don't think he'll play in this bowl game. So with two question marks, do we just plug our nose? But dude, is there an NFL game at night? Because I don't want to bet under 41 in the night game. I might have to pick a side.
Yeah, there is an NFL game.
Okay.
But shit.
Give me LSU on pure lane vibes.
Okay.
That's
I don't know.
some hard hitting, in depth bookmaking there.
Yeah, that's what you tune in for. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Your Venmo is open.
Yeah.
Make sure
Okay.
make sure you give him the handle.
Yeah. Exactly. Tips appreciated.
Monday, December 29th, we have the J-Lab Birmingham Bowl out of Birmingham, Alabama. It is Georgia Southern taking on Appalachian State. This game is at 2 p.m. Eastern, where we have Georgia Southern as a 7.5-point favorite, and the over-under is 59.5.
I think it's pronounced Jalab. No, I'm kidding. What the fuck is JLab, dude?
Crazy.
Is this another supplement thing? Are we getting got here?
Holidays are coming. Holidays are coming.
JLab True Wireless Headphones, earbuds. Are you kidding? This knockoff Beats company is sponsoring a bowl.
Honestly, they might have just won a customer. I was just telling my sister-in-law the other day that I'm over AirPods.
Oh, give the JLab a try.
I might.
Man, you have those things on, just on the treadmill, listening to the radio call of Georgia Southern App State.
Supporting the bowl, supporting the brand, baby.
Yep, exactly. Oh man, App State obviously was.
You still haven't gotten me a Christmas gift. You can send me that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We have our Secret Santa exchange for the whole company. So currently 2 employees.
Yeah,
It's more of a Santa exchange.
we like to keep this place more of a family feel type atmosphere.
Exactly. I won't leave until I can't tell you everyone's name at the company.
Love it.
Yeah, as for this game, App State was not expected to play this game, obviously. At 5-7, so they accepted at the bell toll. Let's see here, 25-23 in their matchup earlier this season. Obviously, a rare rematch bowl game, but worked out pretty well. Shit, a Monday at midday. Let's rip. I don't think we can rip the Mountaineers. I wanted to say let's get the dog, but Georgia Southern just playing too well. They too high tempo. They'll cover over a touchdown.
All right. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Next game. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna. That's the last one for this episode because I'm sure we'll record on Monday next week with the big games on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds fantastic.
And we'll talk about the home bowl, the Music City Bowl. Everyone will be listening to.
Yeah. Battle of the Orange. That'll really pop under the lights.
Pop. Oh yeah, it is a night game. Nice. Maybe I will go to that one.
That'd be fun.
Except hate Tennessee. Or don't hate. I can't hate anyone on this pod. I dislike what Tennessee stands for as a football program. How about that?
That's fair. Are you still banned from Nissan Stadium?
Why was I banned?
Tell the listeners. I don't want to be.
I mean, last time I was there, I saw the best concert I've ever seen. So maybe they kicked me out for having too much fun.
Which concert was that?
The Weekend, dude.
That's cool.
He had a 46 song set list. His stage was 100 yards long, end zone to end zone.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, it was a hell of a show. It wasn't the best concert I've seen.
It was a movie.
Just because of the music. It was just the man put on a hell of a show.
Yeah. Shit was legendary.
Yes, so I am allowed in Nissan still. That's ugly attempted attack by Alex.
Oh, brother. But yeah, I mean, another fun show. We keep this thing moving. But super fun. And I don't really have any final thoughts other than Merry Christmas to all of our listeners. And just want to say, if you're tuned in and you're still listening to this, we just really greatly appreciate you. And can't thank you enough for checking a couple of guys out, who just love talking college football. So
Absolutely. It's the greatest gift we can be given is your fandom and loyalty and listening. That's all I wish for every Christmas, as long as we do this show. Do you have anything that you wish for, Alex, on Christmas when you sit on Santa's lap?
yeah. Yeah, every year I wish for a Packers Super Bowl. So Santa ain't listening.
I saw Santa this morning at breakfast. So I did tell him to put in a good word to the Powerball lottery.
Nice.
Yeah, if you're listening to this and you don't hear from me ever again, it's because I am now a billionaire and I don't have time to talk to the dozens of fans that we have.
Here you go. That's it, though, for me. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Love you.